fire at a food processing plant. This is for Taylor Farms.
By the time I got here, the building was engulfed in flames.
We are on the precipice of a global food crisis.
We haven't seen how bad this is going to get yet. I mean, everybody's talking about the cost of food. There's not going to be any food.
You did? Wait, when?
Up until we blew it up.
Oh my gosh, again, look at this, guys. Look at this video right now.
Warning, the following presentation is highly controversial and will be shocking to most people. It warns of a potential collapse of America's food supply network, something that could lead to mass starvation, chaos, and even death.
Shalom. Welcome to another video. The name of this one is Dry Wells and Empty Tables, the Famine of the Last Days. And that's what I'm gonna call this video, because there's gonna be dry wells, meaning there's not gonna be any water, there's not gonna be any food. You know, people are gonna be running around like running around wild like a chicken with its head cut off. They're not gonna know what to do because they've never been in this predicament before. They've always lived lavishly in America, or we call it Babylon the Great, modern day Rome, right? You people used to live like kings and queens over there. You used to have food at your disposal. But now you're going to have to save everything you have because there's a famine coming. There's a famine of bread, pursuant to Matthew 24 and verse 7. Let me grab that. Matthew 24:7. This is red letter, so this is Yahushua speaking. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places." So these things are a promise from Yahweh through Yahushua of things that's going to take place in the latter days. And the latter days is now. And these things must come to pass, right? Because Yahweh says, no words of his mouth is going to come back to him void. Every word that he speaks is going to accomplish that which it is set forth out to do. And these messages, these prophecies were set out to do what? To cause nation to rise up against nation. As we can see, Russia against Ukraine. We see, the small hats against the Palestinians. We see right now we got Pakistan and India rising up. China against America. The European Union against America, against China, against everybody. So we literally here seeing these prophecies live, right? We are seeing these prophecies live and well. Right? We see kingdoms rising up against kingdoms, and it says, and there shall be famines. So even though this famine that's coming, it's man-made, it is man-made because Yahweh Shai wants it to be that way. Because Yahweh is the one who's using these kings, these leaders, these princes, the allegory. Yahweh Bashem Yashai is the one who's using these people to cause the famine to come. He's the one who caused them to burn down the food processing plants, right? All of the food processing plants that burnt down during the pandemic, 2020, 2021, 2022. We see a lot of them. The video that we just saw just now in the beginning, we saw a lot of that happening, right? We saw a lot of that happen, right? And even though, like I said, it's man-made, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua is the one who did it. Right? Let me show that to you. Proverbs, I think 21:1. Yeah, this is Proverbs 21:1. It says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it wheresoever he will. So the Most High Yahweh is the one who's controlling these people. He's the one who set it in their heart to do what they're doing, which is to destroy the food, the food chain supply, right? To burn the plants down, to throw these tariffs on these countries. Because what? America is going to be a dry well. Yeah, right? Your tables are going to be empty. There's not going to be any food to eat. And even if there's food to eat, you Babylonians won't be able to afford it. Why? Because it's going to be so expensive. So expensive because majority of your food comes in from Mexico, from Canada, from everywhere else except you. Right? And why is that? Because you have been dependent on cheap labor. That's what you have been doing. You have been dependent on cheap labor. So now the roost, the chicken has come home to roost. Now you guys are going to have to pay for it. Right? Now this is Amos 8 and verse 11. So this is Amos 8 verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh. So now we just spoke about a famine of bread that's coming. I'm going to jump back into it, right? A famine of bread that's going to come because of everything that's going on and of the prophecy that Yahweh spoke about in Matthew 24:7. So we know that has to take place, right? And we know Amos 8 and 11 has to take place. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land. Not a famine of bread, because the famine of bread, I'm saying it's gonna destroy, you know what I'm saying, a lot of you people, right? It says, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. So when you have a famine of bread, that's going to be taking place, right? And then we're also going to have a famine of the word, right? Because as we can see, the tables are being set, right? Their laws are being erected, right? Trump is bringing out these, I guess they're trying to block free speech. In England, let me show you what's really going on in England right now.
Step outside the exclusion zone.
Britain.
Yeah.
Is you standing here part of the protest?
No. I'm not protesting.
Are you praying?
I might be praying in my head.
So I'll ask you once more, will you voluntarily come with us now to the police station for me to ask you some questions about today and other days where there are allegations that you've broken public spaces protection order?
If I've got a choice, then no.
Okay, well then you're under arrest on suspicion of failing to comply with the Public Spaces Protection Order, which is under the Antisocial Behaviour Crime and Policing Act 2014. Now, I'll caution you again, you do not have to say anything. It may harm your defence if you do not mention one question, something which later on in court, anything you do say may be given evidence. Do you understand the caution?
I do, yes.
Your arrest is necessary in order for the prompt and effective investigation into the offence. What that means is...
So this woman has been arrested for praying in her head. But the reason why they arrested her was because she was praying in her head within they call it a safe zone, close to an abortion clinic. So they're saying if you pray next to an abortion clinic, you're making the people who are doing the abortion feel offended. You're causing an offense. You're making people feel insecure or unsafe or guilty. Right? This is what's happening in the UK right now. And that's just a specific area. And we know that this is going to be spread out across the UK, right? Because, I mean, people are going to be walking by. They're going to hear the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai on the highways and the byways. And they're going to get offended. They're going to complain to their MPs. They're going to complain to the police. They're going to complain to all these, these government officials who's going to eventually say, hey, listen, we don't want any street preaching, any street teaching on the highways and the byways. And at that time, the famine is going to come. The drought is going to come. Because that same thing is going to spread to where? You Americans, you Canadians, right? It's going to be spread out across the globe, right? And this is fast approaching, right? Like, let me read that again. Amos, what? 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh. Verse 12, right? And there's a reason why this famine is coming. Because you scoffers have gotten so proud and so bold. Everybody's now, a YouTube star. Everybody's now a keyboard warrior, right? Coming on man's comment board speaking nonsense, right? Scoffing, making mockery. But you dummies are going to pay for that. You dummies are going to pay for that. Right? It says, and they shall wander from sea to sea. So these people who are scoffing, who are haters, who are coming up against the men of the Lord, you guys, when you can't find the men of the Lord on the highways and the byways, starting from Apostle Tahar all the way down to the new brothers, you're going to be looking for them on the highways and the byways. You're going to be looking for them on the unicorn, and you're not going to see them. You're not going to be able to find them because YouTube and all these censorship thing that's going on, they're going to pull these videos down. So you're going to be searching for something and you won't find it. And at that time, what? They shall wander from sea to sea. So you're going to be looking from one end of the earth to the next end of the earth for what? For the ministry, for the truth, for this knowledge. Right? And from the north even to the east, they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahweh, and shall not find it. So you won't find it at that time. Right? You won't find it. And you can go into the Bible and read it for yourself. But guess what? It was not given to you. So you will not understand what you're reading. Right? And you're going to be seeking for the men of the Lord to break those scriptures down for you, to actually bring those prophecies back to your remembrance, so you can understand what we were telling you before about the famine of bread, right? And what's going to happen, about the famine of the word, right? About the pestilences, the plagues, right? About the wars and rumors of wars, and about America being destroyed by nuclear missiles, right? These are the things that you're going to be searching for in the end. But guess what? You will not find it. You won't find it, man. All right? Now, this is Ezekiel 14 and 13, right? Ezekiel 14, 13. It says, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by transgression. So we know the land itself can't sin, right? Because the land doesn't really have life like people or a soul. So we know that it's speaking about the people of the land, because the people is what make the land a nation, right? So it's speaking about you people, especially you 2/3, right? It says, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by transgression grievously, then will I stretch out mine hand upon it. And we know the hand that Yahweh is speaking about is Yahweh Shai. Right? Yahweh Shai is the one who's going to come and deal with you people, man. Right? And it says, and I will break the staff of the bread thereof, and will send famine upon it. What? What? The Most High is telling you what's going on. He's telling you what's about to take place. Right? Now, let me read that again. It says, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by transgression grievously. So when the people sinneth against the Most High grievously, then will I stretch out mine hand upon it, and will break the staff of bread thereof, and will send famine upon it. So the Most High is tired of you people, man. The Most High is tired of you people grievously sinning. You guys don't even want to change from your wicked deeds. You keep going deeper and deeper and deeper in sin, right? And the more you come up against the men of the Lord on the highways and the byways, the more you come against us on the internet when we're doing our videos, is the more you're sinning. Because coming up against us who speaking the truth is coming up against Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Right? It says, one second. It says, and I will break the staff of bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it. So you people are going to get destroyed by nuclear fire, missiles, as we know. Why? Because you keep bucking up against the Most High. You keep bucking up against the truth. Right? The Most High says, Son of man, I've made thee a watchman for the house of Israel. That's what we are to you people. We are watchmen. Looking out for you, telling you when danger is coming. Danger, danger. But you guys laugh at us, scoff at us, mock us. Right? But don't worry, man. The time is going to come when you won't have anybody to mock. Because you won't see us or find us anymore. And you're going to wonder, where did these men go? And at that time, it's going to be too late for you. At that time, is going to be too late for you. All right, I gotta get another precept here. So this is Psalms 37:19. Let me read it from this. It says Psalms 37:19. Actually, let me get it in the blue letter. Psalms 37:19. It says, they shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. So when the Most High remove us, or the apostles, all the way down from off the highways and the byways, from off the internet, and you don't know where we are anymore, you can't find us, at that time the men of the Lord are going to be satisfied, because we're going to know the truth. We're going to have the understanding. We will know what's coming, because why? It was given to us to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. And this is one of the mysteries. Famine is one of the mystery. Pestilences is one of the mystery. Nuclear missiles is one of the mystery. Famine of the word is one of the mystery. Right? It says, they shall not be ashamed. Let me see. Let me read from 18. It says, the Lord Yahweh knoweth the days of the upright, which is the elect, the one that are doing the right things. It says, and their inheritance shall be forever. This is plain as day. The inheritance shall be forever. The kingdom of heaven is the inheritance that we are looking for, and that is going to be forever. Right? Verse 19, they shall not be ashamed in evil time. So these evil times that are coming, the famine of bread, right? The empty tables, right? The famine of the word, civil unrest, all of these things that are coming. We shall not be ashamed, because we know, we expect it. We are here. We have the inside scoop of what's coming, man. Right? It says, they shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. It says, but the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume into smoke. They shall consume into smoke, shall they consume away. And the smoke that it's speaking about right here is the nuclear missiles that I keep telling you about. These nuclear missiles is going to, you guys are going to be fire stick, firewood during that time. Right? It says the wicked. And this wicked is speaking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Right? Not just them, because you have also black Edomites too. Right? But primarily, some of you are, most of you are white. So the so-called white man, which is you Edomites, and you 2/3 Jakes, you guys are going to get it. Right? I want to read that again, because this is sweet. The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and the inheritance shall be para siempre, meaning forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and the evil time is right around the corner, fast approaching. And in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume into smoke, shall they consume away. Wow. All praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, man. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. For real. Now, I want to get into Psalms 107 and verse 34. Actually, let me get into Job 5:20. It says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death. Who is the thee that he's speaking about? He's speaking about the elect. Only the elect will be redeemed during the time of famine, the time of destruction, the time of calamity. Only the elect will be delivered. Right? It says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Right? So when these things are about to come upon the earth, right? When the missiles are shot from the east and the missiles are shot from the west, we have a redeemer, Yahweh Shai, who's going to redeem us during that time. Okay? Now, this is my final precept. Now, Psalms 107 and verse 34, it says, a fruitful land into barrenness for the wickedness of them that dwell therein. Right? So, this land was plentiful, beautiful, filled with everything for everyone, right? But because of the wickedness of you Edomites, because you people destroy the land, man. You people are the cancer of this society. So the Most High is pissed at you people. And the Most High is disgusted with you 2/3. Because you 2/3 heard the truth. You heard the message. But even though you heard the message, it wasn't given to you to understand the message. It was given to the 1/3 to understand the message. The 1/3 to be redeemed. And you people are set to be destroyed. All right? And with that, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Again, a double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and all the elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and salutation to the elect men. Shalom.